Hey guys, we're here at the Toronto Underground Cinema talking with Jonathan Holiff and Jeff Paikin about their new documentary, My Father and the Man in Black. The film chronicles the relationship between your father, Saul Holiff, and Johnny Cash.
A few months ago, my father killed himself, and he didn't leave a note. But then, I found his storage locker.
The situation was that Johnny Cash was on the floor of the motorhome, totally unconscious. For all intents and purposes, he was dead.
You guys had a lot of ties, and you personally have ties to London, Ontario. Can you talk about the significance of your relationship with London and your father and Johnny's relationship?
I think what I take from the London experience is what I witnessed in my own father. Here was a man who could have lived in Hollywood or New York or London, England. And quite frankly, they often thought he lived in London, England. Many telegrams went missing and got sent to London, England, meant for Saul. But he actually insisted on living in London, even though he managed the biggest superstar in the world at the time, Johnny Cash. And our family actually originates in London, Ontario.
I brought Johnny in to help publicize the restaurant in 1958, and we hit it off.
Saul said I should be aiming at big places in big cities.
You've spent hours going through video recordings and letters and nearly 5 years making this film. Do you feel that this was a therapeutic process for yourself and your family members?
I do. I would say that it was a hell of a lot cheaper than seeing a therapist. But I want to also defer to Jeff, because the fact of the matter is that I'd written a movie for which I had no ending. And if it hadn't been for his family, as you may have seen at the end of the movie, who was...
Don't give it away. It's going to show in London next week. Don't
right.
give it
well,
away.
If it hadn't been for his family, I would not have had an ending for the movie. I'll leave it at that. Thank you, Mr. Executive Producer.
Good enough, yes.
Johnny Cash was arrested yesterday in Texas. The singer is charged with smuggling drugs across the Mexican border.
I certainly found it to be a very beautiful story. It was sad, but I think it was very well put together, and you guys did a great job. Thank you very much for sharing with us. And you guys are screening in London next week.
Yes, at the Hyland Cinemas on Warncliffe Road, Saturday, June 23rd at 9 p.m.
I will be there. It was very nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm falling apart, physically and emotionally. It is not a very pretty picture.